The Teacher's Secret Quest. Alistair sat deeply in his velvet armchair, staring at the fireplace. "I have been a teacher since 2005, he muttered to himself. But I have never been this bored. His life had become quite boring lately, and he felt he had to find a new purpose. He needed a challenge to sharpen his mind once again. Suddenly, the wind blew hard against the window, rattling the glass. Alistair checked his tablet for the latest news, but nothing caught his eye. "I must leave this house," he decided. He stood up, grabbed his favorite felt hat, and prepared to head toward the town square to see what he could discover. He arrived at the historical headquarters, HQ, where he met Rowena. She was dressed in denim dungarees and had a natural charm that made Alistair smile. However, she looked troubled. He noticed a small, strange sticker. It was stuck to her forearm. "I am in dire need of help," she said quietly. Rowena leaned in closer. "I have a skeleton in the closet," she whispered, referring to an old family mystery. "I need someone to look for a missing heirloom that was hidden decades ago." Alistair nodded. He knew they would have to heed the old legends of the town if they wanted to succeed. They walked to an old estate on the edge of town. To find the cellar entrance, Alistair had to rake the leaves that covered the ground. He worked until there was a massive pile of orange leaves and a stack of firewood against the wall. In the distance, the tall church steeple pointed toward the clouds. Rowena's temper flared when the cellar door wouldn't budge. "I will lead us in through the back," she shouted. She hopped onto her old bicycle, which she called her trusty steed, and led Alistair toward the old storehouse. She moved with a fast pace, determined to find the truth. Inside the storehouse, they found a fresh pizza box on a dusty table. It was very strange. "The child didn't order the pizza either," Alistair remarked, confused. Rowena, who liked peculiar grammar, replied, "The child ordered the pizza neither." They both stared at the box, wondering who had been there. Alistair pulled out a small lamp to probe the dark corners of the room. He had to be careful not to trip over the edge of a loose floorboard. He found a massive tangle of old fishing nets and ropes. He moved slowly, making sure to check every shadow for clues. "This is a dire situation," Rowena said. She felt like a psychopath might be watching them since the door had been left unlocked. Because it was so dark, she stayed close to Alistair. As she reached into a hole in the wall, she felt something soft. It was a small, humble toy lamb made of wool. Finding the toy allowed them to conquer their fear. It was the heirloom Rowena's grandfather had hidden. Alistair felt proud to have stood in the stead of a real detective. They left the building just as the sun began to set, the mystery finally solved, and the teacher's boredom completely gone.